The year is 2009, sometime in late November. The thing? Left 4 Dead 2. Why is that of consequence? Well, it leads me into the picture I am going to try to paint for you today. You arrive at your friend's house, copious amounts of fast food in hand, probably Taco Bell. You and your buddies loved playing Left 4 Dead 1, so you're even more excited for the gaming experience you're going to have tonight. You've cleared your schedule, and you're ready to play non-stop until your fingers can't move anymore. You play all night long, no breaks, almost completely fueled by copious amounts of caffeine. And as the sun begins to peek over the horizon, you realize, oh, these memories are going to be around a long time. That's what Left 4 Dead 2 has always been to me. Just incredible memories that I made with friends over the years. Left 4 Dead 2 represents, alongside games like Minecraft, the best of the best in terms of playing with your friends. All of that being said, I did always wonder if I was ever going to feel those same feelings again, and in doing so, provide memories that I will cherish in the same way. I was never really on the lookout for my next Left 4 Dead 2, but there was always a yearning. Anyway, this is all to say, I think I found that game.
Oh my god!
Okay.
Holy shit.
Woo! Okay, where are we headed next? We gotta get to Extraction, right? Oh, yes! This is the game for me, man. I'm sure more than a few of you at this point are trying to find an actual connection between Left 4 Dead 2 and Helldivers 2, but they aren't really similar aside from being a co-op shooter experience and the vibes that I get. Helldivers 2 gives me those same vibes that I once got from playing my silly little zombie game back in the day. Yes, I do say back in the day, 15 years ago was a long time ago for me, alright? I'm still not quite old. I still play Left 4 Dead 2, of course, but the feeling I used to get when playing is something I've been hoping to feel again for a long while now. You know how vibes like that can kinda degrade over time, despite the game still being a masterwork. There have been plenty of games over the years that have come really, really close. Like Lethal Company, for instance.
Did you ring the bell?
Oh, but baby, oh, Helldivers 2 is probably the one. It just checked off all the boxes for me. All I know for sure is I'm having the time of my life playing this game with my friends. When I can actually get in to play it, that is. More on that in a second, though. For the very few of you that may still not be aware of the game, Helldivers 2 takes place in the system and conflict surrounding Super-Earth, a world so perfect and amazing that creatures and species from across all of space and time have decided to destroy it simply because it's just too cool and makes them look bad. Totally anti-freedom and democracy. You decide to fight back by enlisting in the Helldivers, an elite, expendable source of pure patriotic rage, armed with all the ordnance they can handle in order to push back the enemies of our great democracy. You and your fellow conscripts will be heading down to the surface of many different planets via your Hell Pods. Pods, of course, standing for Patriotic Ordnance Delivery. Stupid. Okay, I made that up, but I do think that it should stand for Patriotic Ordnance Delivery System. I mean, come on, it writes itself! Except it doesn't write itself. I wrote it, of course. I'm so smart. Choose your missions, fly across the surface of a planet, or the system itself, launching down to the surface of said planet, just knowing that you're headed for some fantastic action, all set to a really good score.
Oh, the tank!
Oh, you're gonna get more hyped up for a match than you have ever been before. I can almost guarantee that. Not to sound like a massive cliche with this little number here, but Helldivers 2 really makes you feel like an expendable conscript who is brainwashed by their overbearing government in order to throw waves of barely trained meat at your planet's enemies, all in the defense of what? That's right, democracy and freedom! The vibes? Immaculate. The visuals? So good. What's it like to play, though? Well, as you may have guessed, it's just fantastic. Helldivers 2 sees you and up to 3 other players selecting missions on one of 2 fronts of battle at a time, the Terminids and the Automatons, the latter of which is far scarier and meaner.
We gotta hold behind us.
Let me throw the grenade. Grenades!
Luckily, the planets feature some of that good old procedural generation to help extend the variance and keep things a little more fresh as time goes on. The missions themselves range from destroying Terminid hatching grounds and making sure they have no way to surface, to finding launch codes to an intercontinental ballistic missile, and launching it to an undisclosed location elsewhere on the planet. That's my personal favorite mission. God, I do hope you're not launching it somewhere your fellow divers are currently engaging in a fight. Oh well. We have plenty more where they came from. The main missions themselves are augmented by all kinds of smaller objectives to tackle while running around, like stopping an illegal broadcast and needing to reconfigure a radio tower, or finding weapons and currency scattered throughout as you and your friends take a long hike. Don't take too long sightseeing, though. You'll have a time limit that ranges from 12 to 40 minutes, depending on the mission chosen. Thankfully, I never felt like there was a lack of variety, despite not having a billion mission types across the board. This does feel like a really good use of any procedural generation. You know what else I felt it never lacked variety in? Guns and high-powered ordnance, courtesy of your ship via many, many stratagems.
I feel like they
like
need
that
more
noise.
markers.
This really is Helldivers 2's Helldivers 2's? This really feels like the calling card of Helldivers 2, so to speak. Your stratagems feel very reminiscent of Call of Duty kill streaks, but with far fewer restrictions in my mind. I don't have to kill a certain number of aliens to call in a napalm strike upon their home. So yes, unlike Call of Duty kill streaks, you can use these suckers almost as many times as you want, provided you wait for the cooldowns, of course. The stratagems themselves actually vary quite a bit, from orbital cannon strikes to jetpacks and even a freaking nuke. These are necessary to properly choose before each mission depending on your difficulty level and what theater of war you'll be jumping into. Fighting the cockroaches from Blargon 7, a flamethrower might be a great choice for melting their weaker infantry. Oh, what's this? An automaton generating shack of bullshit? Why not drop actual hellfire on top to quell their numbers?
Got that one. Come back up.
Ooh.
Oh, God, dude.
Holy shit, Robin, you're invincible.
Woo! That's what I'm talking about! I do find it amazing, by the way, that stratagem, by definition, means a plan or scheme, especially one used to outwit an opponent to achieve an end. Yes, I will outwit the shit out of those bugs. Look at those stupid idiots.
Yeah, baby!
They have no idea of my incredibly devious scheme to wipe them off the face of the planet. There are, of course, stratagems that are definitely more on the defensive or support side, like a backpack that can carry ammo and health stim resupplies for you and your squad, or sentry turrets that will kill you and your friends way more than you think that they're going to. Oh, what the f- All of this adds up to just a really satisfying game with friends. Can you play alone? Sure, but this experience all but necessitates you grabbing some friends to join the fight alongside you. The gameplay is great, and the humor helps you feel not as bad about dying over and over, even if your friends end up killing you by accident a bunch. And that will happen. It will. You can't avoid it. Why did you call an eagle strike there? No! Hey, we got medals. 3 medals. 3. Ah! You know, I was thinking a little earlier today. What if we tried to talk to him?
Hell no.
You know what, you're right. Ah! But is it all sunshine and rainbows? Well, of course not. There's certainly a few things I wanted to make mention of. We're gonna have to address the elephant in the room here. Yes, Helldivers 2 is a live service game that does utilize a season pass or battle pass type progression system. What helps this game stand out as not so bad with that system is the fact that it's not a full-price game, nor is it a free-to-play game. To explain a bit further as to what I mean there, you don't get either extreme end of the live service model. You don't have a free-to-play title that's almost all premium currency and pay to win, or could be limited in strange ways like Diablo Immortal is or was, but hopefully was. On the other hand, though, it's also not being sold at a full $70 price point like its contemporary Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. And that's not really meant to be some sort of actual slight against Suicide Squad or anything. I have not played that game, it's not really on my radar, and as far as I know, it does have a full campaign, whereas Helldivers 2 does not. So the comparison in my mind here may not be as apt as I thought when I was originally writing this video. Just wanted to point that out. Let's continue. Helldivers 2 has a system called War Bonds that mimics everyone's favorite monetization system, the Battle Pass. There's a free track that actually includes plenty of cool stuff and not just a bunch of boring crap, and a premium track that includes a little bit more. Though, there has been some criticism regarding the premium track because it appears to lock some weapon variants behind that little paywall. However, the premium currency can be acquired in-game at a pretty reasonable pace, considering how much of it is awarded in that free track, and how much can be found in each mission just scattered around. $40 base price point with the option to play every bit of the content without needing to spend a dime more. No $30 skins or $65 mount bundles here, folks. That does lead me further into my gripes, few though they may be. First up, the other equally large elephant in the room, the server issues. As of writing, I have a total of 24 hours played according to Steam, and I can tell you that at least 5 of those have been staring at a screen telling me that the servers are full and to try again later. As a quick aside to all this, I just wanted to mention any form of bullying or harassment directed at the developers is absolutely unacceptable. There are plenty of circumstances where I would probably be lighting my torches right alongside some of you. But in this particular case, it really does feel like none of these numbers were anticipated in any way, and they are making the best of the situation. And it doesn't help that playing the game for a long session is pretty much guaranteed to happen considering how fun and addictive the whole thing really is, compounded by the longer mission lengths. My final gripe, though, is definitely by far the most minor. It doesn't fully affect the game at all, and it's more of a me thing. I do feel as though the defensive or support mechanics are a little lacking, and I do mean a little. Helldivers is definitely all about killing and being killed. You spawn in with plenty of reinforcements to get the job done just fine, but I do wish that a player could take on a more supportive role in a healer sort of way. Like I mentioned before, there are stratagems that allow for defense, like turrets, shields, and resupplies. I just wish there was more of a presence regarding getting the chance to save a teammate before needing to input that sequence needed to call in a reinforcement. That's my TF2 medic brain kicking in, and the lack of life support, so to speak, doesn't ruin anything for me, but I do find myself, as a more defensive player, getting yelled at a lot by my squad because my turret just gunned half of them down for the 4th time in a row. Yes, placement is important. I'm not super great at the game. I just wish that I could shoot healing goo at my buddies. Is that too much to ask? It's always been pretty hard for me to sum up my thoughts in any eloquent way. Endings are just hard to do in general, man. What I can say in regards to Helldivers 2 is that it's really only held back by its immense success as of right now. Hell, even the guy that's running the show tweeted out today, as of me recording this video, that no shame in holding off for now until they fully get the servers situated. So while I of course am going to recommend you play this game, I'm also going to say, maybe wait a couple of weeks. Hell, at the rate they're going, maybe wait just 1 week and see if they've got a grip on this tsunami of new people clamoring to get into this game. I want to thank you guys for watching today. I know this isn't what you expected, I'm sure. To be fair, it wasn't what I expected to be doing either. This isn't something that I normally do, but I'm trying to get back to my roots as a creator. What things am I passionate about? What do I like to talk about? What do I want to share? And God, this game just really broke a dam in my brain. If you want me to talk about video games more in the future, please let me know. I do have a good time doing it. I feel like I am better at critiquing and understanding them than I am any other form of media, or at least I feel like I do. Maybe I don't. Maybe you completely disagree. You know what I mean? Either way, thanks so much for showing up, and I'll see you guys next time.